Well, hello everyone and welcome back to another Theme Park Obsession video. My name is Dylan and thank you so much for tuning back into the channel. Today I am hanging out at Universal Studios Hollywood because Universal has revealed some all new details on the new Fast and the Furious roller coaster coming to the park. So I wanted to talk about that and take a current look at the construction site. So how about you and I dive right in. Oh yeah, back at Universal Studios Hollywood, and today, like I was saying, we're not going to be doing a huge park update today. We're going to be mainly talking about the all-new Fast and the Furious roller coaster coming. We made it in the park, and as you can see, they're getting ready for Halloween Horror Nights. The 2 p.m. day-night combo people are coming into the park, which is a really good ticket, by the way. It's a good ticket to have because that way you can get all the rides done now during the day and you don't have to worry about them later because your main priority are the haunted houses. Going back to the subject material for today's video though, Universal recently announced on the Universal NU website, which is a community website for a surrounding area, they announced some details on the all-new roller coaster. Now they didn't announce everything because they still have to keep a secret when it comes to some things, but they try to be as transparent as they can for the surrounding communities because the people that live around here need to know, okay, what's going to be going on? Is it going to be noisy? Is the thing going to be extremely bright and it's going to be annoying for us at night? Is it going to intrude on anything in the community in general? And Universal has to be a little bit clear as to what's going on. And what's great about that community post is, yeah, they did reveal a few little tidbits on what we can expect with this all new attraction, which quite frankly is very exciting for the park. This will be the first ever like huge thrill coaster for Universal Studios Hollywood. The park has 2 roller coasters right now. They have Flight of the Hippogriff, which is a family roller coaster in the Wizarding World. Then the other roller coaster down in the lower lot, which is an indoor roller coaster, Revenge of the Mummy, which is relatively short as well. This one, on the other hand, that's being built right behind me, this is on a whole different level, and it's looking like this is going to be something on the same scale as Velocicoaster at Islands of Adventure. Now we know as of late, Universal has been very aggressive with their construction timelines and just how fast they can build things in general, and they did reveal on that community post that they will be working on this attraction from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. during the week, and on the weekends they're going to be working on it from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. So they won't be doing a lot of overnight stuff unless they desperately need to in order to install specific aspects of the coaster, but on the website they did say that they're going to be working on this mainly during the day, all throughout the week, which is really good. That means that they want to try to get this thing done relatively quickly. And we have to remember that that's a good thing for the community as well. The faster Universal builds this attraction, the faster Universal can get out of the hands of the community people around the theme park, because you know they always will complain about little nitpicky things here and there. So if Universal knocks this thing out pretty quick, then they don't have to worry about a noise ordinance when it comes to the build out of this new attraction. Now another thing Universal revealed in that post is some more noise ordinance things. This coaster is going to have some scream shields on it, very similar to what we see on Incredicoaster at California Adventure, the Disneyland Resort. Now we've seen this kind of thing installed on a few roller coasters around the world actually, and they're going to be doing the same thing here at Universal Studios Hollywood, because not only do they have to deal with the community that is around the area, but they also have to deal with the movie studio, because remember, they do film a lot of movies and television here on the lot. So they have to try their best to avoid a lot of noise, and an easy way to do that is to build a lot of scream shields that kind of divert all of that noise to a different direction. Now in addition to the scream shields, they are also filling the support columns with sand, and this was something that I predicted not too long ago that they would probably do just because of the studio and the community around us. And this is very similar to what Knott's Berry Farm has done to Silver Bullet at the very front of the park. They wanted it to be a little bit more quiet at the front of the park, and what they did is they filled the support columns up with sand, and they're going to be doing the same thing here for this all-new Fast and the Furious roller coaster. And in addition to the scream tubes and the sand that will be going inside the support columns, Universal is building a massive sound wall. And this sound wall is no joke. It's larger than 2 football fields, so I'm assuming it's going to go like right along over here. And they're using the latest in AcoustiBlock technology in the build process of that sound wall. So in general, Universal is checking all boxes, at least as many boxes as they can, when it comes to trying to keep the noise away from the community in the studio and over here towards the theme park. Now when it comes to those half-pipe shields, that's what Universal's calling them, or scream tubes, They're only installing 2 of them, so that is kind of nice. That means the rest of the layout will be out in the open, which would be really cool. Now, on the website, Universal did show off what these half-pipe shields are going to look like in very vague pieces of concept art. They didn't go into too much detail, like I was saying, because they want to keep a lot of things a secret, but I will flash to some of the concept art on the screen here. As you can see, they're trying to show off what the coaster is going to look like in different areas of the community, from different street views, different theme park views, different studio views. And as you can see in the concept, it doesn't really look like it's going to be intruding too much on the skyline. If anything, the taller skyscraper buildings in the background are more intrusive than the roller coaster is going to be, because the roller coaster sits along the hillside here, because it is a terrain coaster. So thankfully, the community doesn't have to worry about this massive structure kind of ruining their sightline. But like I said, in those pictures, they did show off those half-pipe shields, and they look kind of neat. They're very similar to what, again, we've seen on Incredicoaster. It was a little bit more rounded. It looks like Universal is going more towards a design similar to the escalators here at the park. Those big escalators that you go down to make your way to and from the lower lot and upper lot. It looks to be the same kind of design, and that does make sense because the roller coaster is hugging those escalators. So making something that's very similar looking in design does make sense. This is so refreshing to see, by the way. Side note, I just love that Universal wastes no time on building new things. You know, there's a lot of people on site today, especially in this particular area. There's a lot of movement, and it's refreshing to see. I love that because, you know, for example, over at Disney, it takes them forever to do something. It seems like it takes an eternity. Whereas here, it's like, no, once they figure out what they want to do, they just build it, because the quicker they build it, the quicker they see the return of investment. And it's like I said, it's very refreshing to see here. I love Disney, but man, lately they have been dropping the ball when it comes to construction. They take forever. Another really cool detail about this all-new roller coaster coming to Universal Studios Hollywood is that the vehicles that we'll be riding on will be able to rotate a full 360 degrees. And in the community notes, they were talking about how they can position the coaster trains in certain ways to take all those screaming noises from all the scared guests and point them towards the theme park and away from the community. And that is actually really exciting, because now we see this on Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind at Epcot. Vekoma was the manufacturer of that roller coaster. Again, we don't know the manufacturer of this one, but it's rumored to be Intamin, and we do know that Intamin is working on a new prototype coaster that is very similar to Vekoma's Guardians of the Galaxy coaster, where it rotates 360 degrees. And the fact that Universal is going to be implementing the same technology here is very exciting, because that means that the elements on this roller coaster are probably going to be otherworldly. It's not just your typical inversion. This is going to be an inversion with a 360 spin, or some sort of weird movement that is going to give you maybe a pop of airtime that you weren't expecting. I'm thinking that this is going to feel very similar to Time Traveler at Silver Dollar City, because Time Traveler is a Mach Extreme spinning coaster. I don't know if Mach is the builder of this one. Obviously, we'll see once we start seeing some track and we find out more information. But that sensation on that coaster at Silver Dollar City is incredible. And if we're going to be getting the same kind of sensation here on the Fast and the Furious roller coaster, I am all in. This might be one of the best roller coasters in Southern California. And I mean, how cool is that? Just like what Disney does at Epcot on Cosmic Rewind, Universal will be doing the same thing here. They will be pointing the guests in the direction that they want them to face. And it works great for the community, because they can point them away from all of this in the distance here and the studio. And for us, the consumer, that only results in a fantastic ride that can be pretty incredible. Like I'm saying, I don't know, man. This could be something very special. If they're going to be rotating us in different directions throughout the course, this could be pretty intense. Now, I don't think this will be like a free spinning thing, like, you know, something like Sierra Sidewinder at Knott's Berry Farm. I think this will be totally controlled, because they've said that in the community notes. They've said that they will control the way people will face because of the noise. So, and speaking of noise, I apologize, some of the beeping and all that stuff in the background. Yeah, this is an active construction site, which is very cool. But yeah, the fact that they'll be able to turn us in any direction tells me that this is more of a controlled experience versus just a free spinning thing. which is actually which is pretty good for those that get motion sickness, because I could see someone getting pretty darn sick if it was just free spinning the whole entire time. I mean, that's pretty crazy. Something that's more controlled is a lot better, especially when you go through different sorts of elements, if this thing does have inversions. And speaking of the coaster trains themselves, not only will they be rotating, but they will be able to hold 16 passengers per train, and Universal says they'll be able to run 2 of those trains on the circuit at once. Now, that doesn't mean that they're just going to be doing 2 train ops all day. I think there's going to be more than that, because when we look at coasters like VelociCoaster, 2 trains will be running on the track at one given time. One will be on the brake run, and then one will be in the station loading or unloading. And I think the same thing is going to happen here at Universal Studios Hollywood. They'll probably have 2 running on the circuit, 1 on the brake run, and 1 in the load and unload. That way they can keep capacity pretty high. 16 riders is not a lot per train, but if you have at least 4 trains running at once on a high capacity thrill roller coaster, you'll see those numbers easily. I think Universal's going to have something very special on their hands. And what's great, I've mentioned this before, this park will now be on every coaster enthusiast list. If this coaster turns out to be something spectacular, which I think it will be, every coaster enthusiast is going to want to check this out. I guarantee it. And just to give those that are not really sure an idea of how quick they are moving, 3 months ago, only 3 months ago, there were buildings right here. The Animal Actors Show building and the special effects stage were up in this area, and all that foundation was still there. This wasn't even touched yet. The trees were still here. Only 3 months of work, and this is what it looks like now. They've completely changed the hillside here. They've been grading this side. They've been taking out the trees. They're working down there right now. They've been digging who knows how deep into the ground for who knows what. I don't know. Go ahead and comment down below, my construction peeps. Help me out on this one. I don't know what this means. I don't know if they're trying to find pipes, old pipes that are down there, old electrical or something, or if they're prepping for what could be new stuff. I don't know. Go ahead and comment down below, help me out here. But they have also gone all the way down there and started work on that side. So 3 months of work. This is what 3 months looks like. This is pretty incredible. Massive shout out to the crews here at Universal for knocking this out so quickly. And that's, again, why I think this ride will open up a little bit sooner than people think it will. Because once they lay the foundation, once all that is done, the coaster part of it is very quick. Remember, VelociCoaster, the longest part of that was the theming and all the other fun stuff. As far as the coaster itself, that was put up really quick. And I was able to document some of that. And yeah, I mean, I would go maybe once a month or once every other month, and when I would return, it seemed like most of the coaster was already done. So I think the same thing's gonna happen here. I don't know if this particular attraction is gonna receive a ton of theming because it's Fast and the Furious. If anything, the coaster will be quick. Now, besides that, that was pretty much all of the major information that Universal released. I'm sure we'll get more information as time goes on, especially going into the new year. Maybe we'll get a nice POV of what this is supposed to look like and an idea of what some of the theming is gonna look like. But I'm glad that Universal did say something. It's very exciting. It does bring the anticipation up even higher. I'm totally hyped for this, especially now that we know that this will be a rotating 360-degree experience. This is going to be cool. Once I get more information, I'll let you guys know. Remember, I always try to be respectful to Universal Studios, and not just Universal, but all theme parks when they're building new things. It's just fun to watch this part of it. This is my favorite part of new attractions, is the build out. And yeah, I'm sure as time goes on, Universal will reveal more. They will. I know they always do. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. I will do an update video for the rest of the park, maybe next week or the week after that, once more kind of changes here, because Halloween Horror Nights will be ending very, very soon. It's been so much fun, and I hope, like I said in my last video, I hope everyone that has gone has enjoyed it. I'll be revealing my character for Halloween Horror Nights at the end of the run. Once Grinchmas and all that fun stuff starts, that's usually when I reveal what I was. But yeah, there's a lot of cool things happening at Universal Studios Hollywood, including this massive new Fast and the Furious roller coaster, and I'm so happy all of you love to tune into my channel to get the latest coverage on what's been happening here. If you enjoyed today's video, you can let me know by smashing the thumbs up button, and if you're new to the channel and you love these updates from Universal Studios Hollywood or some of your other favorite theme parks, consider subscribing, because I have brand new videos every single week. Don't forget to check out my Instagram account and my other socials by following the links down below in the description. But until the next video, I hope you have a beautiful day, morning, evening, whatever it is, and I'll see you next time in the parks. Bye.